Hollywood 4-act formula that makes you cry. That feeling, that punch to the gut, that's not magic. It's architecture. Have you ever wondered why the first 10 minutes of Up or the final of So Long Partner just destroys you every single time? It's not an accident, it's a formula. A carefully constructed blueprint designed to build emotional stakes so high that you have no choice but to feel everything. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on Hollywood's surprisingly simple 4-act formula that guarantees an emotional knockout. This is the secret architecture behind your favorite movies, and by the end, you won't just understand why you cry. You will see the matrix behind the magic in every film you watch. The problem with the 3 acts. For decades, we've been taught the classic 3-act structure: setup, confrontation, resolution, beginning, middle, end. And it's the foundation of most storytelling. But it has a big problem, especially for screenwriters. The middle act of confrontation can feel like a vast 60-page desert in a script. It's so notoriously hard to navigate that it's become a running joke in Hollywood. So, what did brilliant writers do? They didn't reinvent the wheel. They just added an axle. They split that massive second act right down in the middle, creating a much more manageable, symmetrical, and emotionally powerful 4-act structure. This model breaks the story into 4 roughly equal 25% chunks. You still have a beginning, a middle, and an end, but the middle now has a vital turning point, a hinge that the entire story swings on, and that hinge is the key. The 4 acts are the setup, the rising action, the crisis, and the resolution. The normal world, the world turned upside down, the point of no return, and the new normal. Let's break it down. Act 1, the setup. The first 25% of your story is the setup. It has a simple job: introduce the hero, establish their world, and, most importantly, show us their flaw. This isn't just about listing facts. It's about building an emotional foundation. We need to see the character in their ordinary life to understand what's at stake when that life gets threatened. Act 2, the rising action. This next quarter of the story is all about the hero's reaction to that inciting incident. It's defined by rising action, new challenges, and a whole lot of complications. The hero is often stumbling through the new reality, testing the abilities and usually failing, learning as they go. Act 3, the crisis. This is where the 4-act structure really shows its genius. Starting right after the midpoint, the 3rd act is where the hero fails. Utterly, after the initial successes of Act 2, the protagonist now tries to take control, to attack the problem head-on. But their central flaw gets in the way, leading to a setback. This is the dark night of the soul. It's the moment where all hope feels lost. This all is lost moment is the secret ingredient for the emotional payoff. It's the bottom of the emotional roller coaster designed to make the audience feel the hero's despair. Without this deep, dark valley, the peak of the climax won't feel nearly as high. The structure is deliberately building a powerful contrast to manipulate our emotions. Act 4, the climax and resolution. Welcome to the final act. The hero has emerged from the ashes of the Act 3 because they finally learned their lesson. They have overcome their flaw. The 4th act kicks off with a new plan, where the character, now armed with a new purpose, prepare for the final showdown. This act is about the hero stepping into the ring, finally free of the flaw that held them back. Remember Rocky? His crisis in Act 3 is realizing he can't win. he's just a bum. But at the end of that crisis, he confesses his fear to Adrian. And in that moment of vulnerability, his goal changes. It's not about winning anymore. It's about going the distance. That's the moment he overcomes his flaw. So, Act 4 is the fight itself. He's no longer defined by his fear of being a loser. The climax is him, battered, not caring about the result, only screaming for the woman he loves. He went the distance. He proved he wasn't a bum. His emotional arc is complete. In How to Train Your Dragon, after being disowned for befriending a dragon, Hiccups realizes his friendship with a new plan. He uses his knowledge, not his muscles, to fight the monstrous Red Death. He overcomes his physical weakness. And his tribe's prejudice to create a new normal where Vikings and dragons coexist. So why does this make us cry? It's not just one scene. It's the entire journey we've taken with the character. The story structure is the primary tool filmmakers use to build and release emotion tension, taking us on a ride that mirror the character's own. There's this amazing thing our brain do thanks to something called mirror neurons. When we watch a character on screen, these neurons fire as if we are the one experiencing the events. We are emotionally transported into the story. It becomes our story. But it's a saved version. We get to experience profound sadness and fear without any real-world consequences, allowing for a powerful emotion release we call catharsis. And that's the blueprint, the 4-act structure: setup, rising action, crisis, and resolution. It's the invisible architecture holding up our most powerful cinematic experiences. It gives the story a rock-solid foundation, making sure the character's journey isn't just a series of events, but an emotional transformation we get to experience right there with them. It's how filmmakers earn your tears. They build a character we see ourselves in, throw their world into chaos, push them to a breaking point, and then let them rise from the ashes, change forever. And because we've been on that journey, their victory, their loss, their goodbye feels like our own.